good. Hey, man, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing good, man. Doing good. Welcome, everybody, to the Good Dumb Fun Show. As you can tell, we're not in Good Dumb Fun Studios. We're,
Yeah, this is good dumb fun on the road, kind
yeah,
of.
dude,
But
something
no,
like
that's
that. This
yeah,
has
this is an
been,
episode that was never meant to happen.
dude, yeah. We thought, it's funny. We talked about a situation like this, like it was going to happen like 50 episodes in. We didn't
Yeah,
expect it to happen so soon. But
yeah.
here we
And you know
are.
what's crazy? You know what episode number this is?
13.
13.
Oh, dude,
Unlucky
hold on, wait.
13.
I didn't think about that. That is
Yeah,
crazy. Oh, that's
yeah.
not a good sign.
So
Wait!
I know.
No, okay, so I'm tripping. I have completely forgot what day it is. I was like, is it Friday the 13th?
No,
That's how, like,
no.
out of sync I am with life and what's going on right now. So,
Right.
well,
Yeah.
I guess we can catch up real
No,
quick.
but it is. Yeah, it is episode 13. Yeah, we sat down to record this in Good Dumb Fun Studios, and then everything derailed from there for the rest of the week. So, but we're making it happen, and the audio quality is going to be a little poor. Sorry about that. But we figured this would be better than no episode at all. So,
That's true.
we are here, and we're doing this, and it's going to be good. So, well, how are you doing?
Man, I'm so glad that once we finish this, I'll be glad to be ready for this week to be over. It's been crazy. I mean, between us trying to record, work was crazy. I was sick halfway through the week. Not to get into graphic detail, but illness. I had COVID of the butt. Is essentially what I had. Yeah.
Yeah,
Shout out to all my homies who know what that is. Uh, so it was a rough week, man, and
yeah.
we were doing a lot. My wife and I started a new show, new anime, which is pretty cool. That was good. I'm trying to think of
You look
what
like you're there
else.
right now.
Oh yeah, you like my? Well, I figured with the theme of today's episode, I figured that I would
Oh yeah,
show my colors a little
little
early, hanging out in my
little dystopian.
my dystopian future verse, which is really just the
Yeah,
Discord free background.
yeah.
But how was your week, man?
Uh, it's good. It's better now. Yeah, we've been battling illness in the household. I think the kids had a couple of like fairly contagious things, and then we were healthy for like 3 days, and then they got something else. So
Oh man.
that's the season we're in right now. So, and that's one of the reasons we couldn't record one of the days. Was we got that call from the school, hey, gotta come get him. I'm like, all right, I'm on my way. And then you got sick, and then we just had other thing going on late in the week that it just kind of, like I said, it all just kind of went off the rails. But
For sure.
we're doing better now.
Good.
The kids are in a better place, like health wise. So still not 100%, but definitely like can be in public again and do their thing. So that's always good. Um,
Good.
but other than that, I can't think of a better way to spend my evening than just get some fun. So
Listen, no offense, I love you, but man, I was like, I'm ready to go to bed.
yeah,
But
yeah.
hey,
Well,
this is prepping us
let's get
for
to
the
takeaways.
Halloween graveyard record the Good Dumb Fun Show all night episode.
Yeah, this is
Spoilers.
good dumb fun after dark.
Yeah, Good Dumb Fun After Dark in the most haunted places we can find. Uh,
Yeah. Well, speaking of, should we go ahead and tell everybody what we're doing this October?
we're doing this. If you somehow watch this and you don't know us, like personally, if you're an outs like somebody who's just familiar with Good Dumb Fun, Halloween is my favorite time of the year. I love Halloween. I love everything about spookiness, and Josh was kind enough to let me have October, and let's just go hog wild on all things spooky. So this is the Good Dumb Fun Show's Spooktober. And I know
annual Spooktober,
first annual
Spooktacular.
First annual Spooktober, Spook Booger Toger, October Spook. So we always ask, we always want speak pipes and we always want emails, but this month is really, really important. Look at me. Really important. We would love...
Contact. Or ear contact.
We would love to hear... We would love to hear from you if you have a spooky story or a scary, fun story, or maybe it's not fun and it was actually really scarring. We can do those too. But we would love your scary stories. Man, ASMR while we're at it. Huh?
I lost you a little bit.
Oh, did I cut it? Well, that's fine. They know what I was saying. They knew. We felt that was very intimate. What just happened there? But we would love to hear if you have spooky stories or scary things, whatever you want to talk, or if it's just something you want to talk about. Throw it at us in all the socials, all that stuff, because we would love to hear from you.
Yeah, and for me, just to give my context to all this, like Patrick loves Halloween, loves spooky stuff. I'm fine with it all. What I love the most is just like weird conversations, because and Patrick knows this, one of my favorite questions to ask people when you're getting to know somebody and you feel like, okay, let me ask them a real question and just see what happens, because you ask people this question, you'll be surprised what they say. Have you ever seen something you cannot explain? And
it's a great question.
Almost everybody I've asked that to, because I'm not trying to pigeonhole, I'm not trying to corner anybody into saying something weird like, oh yeah, I saw, nobody has to, you don't have to believe anything. Have you seen something you can't explain? Now, I've had people tell me ghost stories, I've had people tell me about weird stuff that happened in the woods when they were hunting. Like, I've had people tell me all sorts of stuff. And it's just a fun question. So that's what we're asking you. Have you ever seen something you cannot explain? And whatever that means to you, we'd love to hear from you. If you follow us on socials at Good Dumb Fun, you can see a link in our bio that'll take you to our SpeakPipe submissions. If you want to be anonymous, totally understand that, especially if it's something weird and you're like, hey, I don't want to put my reputation on the line, but I did see this and I can't explain it. Feel free to email us and just request anonymity, and we will totally respect that. What we're looking for is just stories, and for our first annual Spooktober Spooktacular, we want some spooky stuff. If you ever saw something spooky, and we'll get into some of the stuff that we've experienced personally, and just stuff that we've heard about. That how do you make sense of some of this stuff? And because it's my personal belief is like, we may not agree on what you saw or what these people are seeing, but I'm not going to say people are out here seeing nothing and just making stuff up all the time. So we're going to get into it. It's going to be fun. We're going to keep it good, dumb fun, but it's going to be a little spooky spice. And, if you're not into that, I think it'll still be entertaining. If you are into that, hit us up. Email, DM, SpeakPipe, whatever it'll be. But there's our Spooktober plug. And with that, I think we can move forward into our regular show.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hit
next week.
Let's hit the mailbag.
Sure. So, just as a reminder, comments primarily come from YouTube, Instagram, SpeakPipe, and gooddumbfunshow@gmail.com. So there's going to be a couple of episodes worth of comments here due to the time we recorded the last one. But from episode 11, we still had people chanting in the comments, "We want Skip."
We want Skip. We want Skip.
Yeah. So keep that going. But also, Skip did comment. So if you remember, and if you watched on YouTube, you'll know what this is referring to. But if you were just listening, Patrick did a pretty good job of describing his dance moves. And if you remember right, it was a lot of putting your arms up in the air, pulling it down, pushing it out, pulling it back, and then some combination of those things.
I just read it. I'm sorry. I just read it. Oh.
Patrick's dance move looked like he's trying to land a plane.
Oh man, yeah, like I'm one of those. Yeah, bring it in, take it that way. Oh man,
orange wands.
That's hilarious. Maybe I'll be that for Halloween.
Yeah.
Micah said, "I know why kings used to have cupbearers now." I don't know what that's in reference to.
That's about the moldy tea.
Oh. Yeah, because they used to have them test the food and drink, right? So that way if it was poison,
make sure it wasn't poisoned.
Yeah. Well, hey, Micah, maybe you need to get one of those.
Yeah. Hey, I was Micah's cupbearer, and I thought it was fun.
You know what? That's fair. That's a problem in medieval times that you probably didn't think about. Is what if you have a really tough cupbearer?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. What if your cupbearer is just like stronger than you?
Yeah. After his 40th drink of super moldy ultra poison.
Yeah. But that was in reference to the moldy tea. I thought that was funny. And then we do have a couple of speak pipes. If you want to get those queued up, we got a speak pipe. It looks like it says random lawyer.
Yeah.
May or may not be the good dumb fun judge. But,
let me know when you're ready, and I'll play it.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead. Let's hear from the random lawyer.
Hey, good dumb fun. This is a completely anonymous and very random person who just wanted to give you some legal knowledge. In the state of Alabama, there's something called contributory negligence, where basically if you contribute to the accident or whatever occurred, you are not allowed to recover. And so most states do comparative negligence, where they kind of have to figure out exactly how much fault each party had, and then they'll divide out the overall jury award by that specific percentage. In Alabama, it's contributory negligence. And so if your negligence contributes to the accident, the injury, whatever it is, you're not going to be able to recover. And so one example, totally random example, could be, say your employer brings some moldy tea and you recognize, oh, this tea tastes funny, but you continue to drink it anyway. You might be able to say, sure, the defendant, your employer, was negligent for bringing that tea and not checking it before allowing employees to drink it. But you'd have to also ask, was the employee negligent in drinking the tea, continuing to drink the tea when they knew that the tea was not right? In the state of Alabama, that would certainly be something that the jury would have to consider, and it might be something that bars recovery.
So, obviously, I don't understand half of what she said, but
there was a lot of big words there.
What I interpreted was, yes, there is fault of the employer. However, if there is negligence on the victim side, the victim could possibly, due to the level of blame, not receive any sort of recompense, because sort of like an all hands caused this sinking boat kind of thing. That's kind of how I interpreted that.
I think that's right. So, yeah, I mean, that just sounds like I'm off the hook, you know?
It does. That's exactly what I heard. What I heard was, if he would have drank it and been like immediately disgusted and threw it away and went, "You did this to me," then he could like have been like, "It was your fault." But the fact that he went, "Oh, this tastes weird. Oh, this tastes, it tastes strange. I'm gonna keep drinking it," and then it's his fault. That's what I heard.
Yeah, contributory negligence. Because
that's great. Like, you should get that. We need to get that framed. We need a big sign that says contributory negligence.
Yeah, free Josh.
right next to the good dumb fun sign.
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, I mean, it sounds like even if it was like 99% my fault and 1% his fault, he still contributed.
That is too funny, dude. That is hilarious.
In the eyes of the state, we are both contributory negligent. And if I remember right, she told me about this one time, and that's funny that it happened to play out here this way. But she told me about this one time. I think Alabama might be the only state that sees the law that way.
Yeah, that makes
If
sense.
if this happened literally anywhere else, I would have been 100% at fault.
Yeah.
But because it happened in Alabama, our boy Micah,
They got to look into it, yeah.
he's negligent. I mean, let's just be honest. In the eyes of the state, he was negligent. So,
I think the craziest part about that story is that he finished the drink.
well, maybe he did. I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I'll
Maybe
have to
I'm making
ask
all
him.
this up. But
I did not.
I
and
feel
don't
like
wanna make
he.
you-
I feel like he drank the whole thing.
I think he drank. His cup was smaller than mine, so
But-
he may have drank all of it.
But he did not just sip it and go, "That's gross."
Right. No, he was sipping on it, and he said something about it. It didn't taste right, and I said, I still feel bad about this. I said it was probably the aspartame because it was a sugar-free sweet tea. Honestly, I didn't know, and I was drinking mine. I was halfway done with mine, and I did not finish mine because I happened to look in the cup towards the end, and the closer it got to the bottom, you can kind of see what was going on. And I'm speaking in very vague terms because I don't want to make you sick, but I guess his didn't. Maybe that all landed in mine,
I want you to
But,
know
maybe
if
he
that
didn't
happened to
have
me, I would start crying. Literally, I would start crying, and I might have some. We might have to have like a come to Jesus meeting after that. I would be.
Threw me through the window.
I would be. Listen, I'm just saying. Listen, after similar stories that happened to me and the way I reacted to those, I'm just saying the way I'd probably react to this one would be, that would really upset me. Yeah, we can't tell that story.
Tell some of the stories the way so badly we could. Though.
Yeah, we can't tell that story. Maybe in like 20 years, if we're not where we're at,
I think if we look at it from a statute of limitations standpoint, I think we have like 11 years left.
11? Okay. If we're still doing this in 11 years, we'll make a note. Hey Siri, remind me in 11 years. So my question about the next speak pipe is, do we want to broach the topic first, or do we want to play it and then go into the topic?
Whatever you think. I listened to it, so I don't know what he's going to say, but based on the title, it's going to be related somehow.
Yeah, well then we'll go ahead and just preface it. This, because you're reading the thumbnail, so you know what the episode's about. Right. This conversation stemmed from an argument that we had in the office, and that's what spurred this episode. So we're going to listen to our speak pipe about AI from Micah. And then I think probably we'll somehow segue this into our debate that we have lined up. So this is Micah's speak pipe.
What is up, good dumb fun bros? This is Micah back with another speak pipe. So today, guys, I know you guys are talking about AI. So everybody talks about the ethics of AI. Everybody talks about how great of a tool AI is. And sure, AI is great. We got Chat, GPT, we got Copilot. But bro, why does AI always fail me, run in circles, and just ask so many questions? It has to ask so many questions about so many things. And I'm like, just create me. I was trying to create a new YouTube banner art for my YouTube channel. And I was like, come on, just create the banner. And Copilot and ChatGPT wasted my time. ChatGPT wasted my ChatGPT 5 availability and was like, try again tomorrow. So I just want to say I have negatively been affected by AI. And it wasn't in the Terminator Skynet kind of way. So, I don't know what you guys' thoughts are on that, but AI has failed me as a human being.
Micah, can you show me on the doll where AI hurt you?
I was thinking, I was like, he would be such a harsh taskmaster at a business where he's just like, what do you mean it's not done? God! He's just beating his employees because the employee's like, I'm sorry, boss. I thought you said make a PowerPoint. I'm making it. He's like, it should be done now. Not then, now. I think you're working AI too hard. And
It's like
also
an
AI is a
elf when-
tool. It's not do my job for me.
See, this is the problem with AI, though.
What's the problem?
Did you play the speak pipe again?
No, listen, it's not to do everything for you. Micah just said, create this for me, and it was trying to get more information on how to make a better thing, and he was like, but you're wasting my time.
Well, I think what he was referring to is with the free versions of these things, you only get so many tries, and it wasn't doing it right, and it was like wasting his tries, and then it was like come back again in 24 hours, and I think that was.
I think he's using AI wrong because I don't see how anybody ever runs out of chat time with ChatGPT a day.
So let me say this with ChatGPT specifically. I've run into this before, and as specific as I can be, it just doesn't always listen to like I took a picture of our new kitchen, and I said, reimagine this photo with dark walnut cabinets and black appliances, or white cabinets and stainless steel appliances.
Yeah.
And because it's like we're kind of thinking about maybe one day we want to redo our kitchen, make it look a little different. And for whatever reason, it cannot help itself but to change things that you asked it not to change. There's a really funny video you can find of a person who uploaded a photo of Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and it said, the prompt was, recreate this image and change nothing. And they did that 100 times. And by the 100th time, it was just like this green and brown and like gray blob.
Yeah.
Because every time it made little small changes that you asked it not to do. And over time, it just, like the telephone game, it just gets
It's so funny that you say that, because I'm going to shout out a friend of mine. In a lot of video game creators where you can create your own character, it does the same thing. And this is way before AI was a thing. Is if you click a preset and then you go back to the preset tab and it pulls out another set of random faces. If you keep hitting the same tab and you just make it pick the same reimagined face over and over again, eventually you'll get a horrible monstrosity. And so I think that's just a computing error. But still, the same thing. What you're trying to get from the AI, it's the same thing as like you hired somebody to. Let's say you hired a graphic designer to paint your image, and they go, okay, well, here's some questions I have before I can make the design. And you're like, what? Why didn't you make it? Why is my design not done? And you're like, well, yeah, because I got to work and do things. Like, it's not, it's not God. It's not just going to create it out of nowhere and it be perfect. It's just a tool.
I agree with you. And I think the prompts are really important. And how
they're the most important.
Some of it I think is user error. Sorry, Micah. But also some of it I think it's just not advanced enough yet to really do some of the stuff that people want it to do.
Yeah.
But my issue with it, and we may back up and kind of start over, really, because I think we kind of dove into the middle of an argument.
Yeah.
Without really introducing everybody. But let me just say in response to the speak pipe, and then we can get into it. I think that people are using it to replace creativity in a way that is anti-human.
100%.
So
I agree.
I think that's
then let's start it. Let's kick it off. How you feel about AI?
Okay. Well, you tell me how this argument started.
I see what you're doing. You're going to put me on Front Street first.
Remember.
So then you can dismantle all the... Okay, yeah. Okay, well, I'll play your game. No. I'll play your game, you rogue.
I'll go first if you want me to. I'll go first if you want me to.
So this was the argument that we had. We were having some very in-depth philosophical conversation about humanity and the world and the state of the world and the state of being and all sorts of deep stuff that we're not qualified to talk about. But I led into the conversation I said that humanity could be fixed by a power that was above us in terms of something, whether it's more powerful, more intelligent, whatever. And I said, if AI took over the world, or in the perfect world, which I'm leaning more towards the perfect world, AI could fix all our problems, and AI could handle all our jobs and everything, and leave humanity open to only seeking creative endeavors that just things that people enjoy rather than working, things like that. So basically, to sum what I'm saying is AI overlords would be a good thing, not a bad thing. And that's my position. Go ahead.
I think your position only works if nothing goes wrong.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe.
Because, I mean, I kind of see it like, like the countries that we read about in our history books. Like, it was supposed to be this utopia where everybody was going to be happy and everybody was going to share everything and everything was going to be shiny and chrome and futuristic and it was all going to be great. And then, the person comes to power who's supposed to make all this happen, and then a few short years later, hundreds of thousands of millions of people are...
What's the common denominator with all those places?
People. However, we're talking about artificial intelligence.
Yeah.
So who's to say
it's going to be way smarter than us?
Artificial intelligence. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying how can a machine built by flawed people to be better than us not have its own flaws that will only be evidenced by the time it's already too late because it's gone so far that we don't know how to stop it?
It's true. And this is a hilarious conversation because AI is so not there. It's like what Micah's describing. Like, Micah can't even ask ChatGPT to make a thumbnail and it come out right. And we're like, AI is going to take over the world. But no, because I think the problem is that we're limited in our ability to use our brains as far as the amount of information we can intake, the amount of information we can process, and then the amount of effort it takes to act on and evaluate the data in a way. So I think like having this super brained AI or like super intelligence, it will be able to figure out things and solve things in a way that it's not burdened by emotion. It's not burdened by the human element. It's removed from the human element in that regard. It only has data and knowledge and things, so it can make decisions for us like a parent would. Do you let your kid eat batteries? No. If the kid's eating batteries, then you pick them up and you set them in the little playpen and you say, hey, don't eat batteries, So maybe we need that. Maybe that's what we need is we need like AI overlord to like pick us up and put us in our little straddle thing and say, hey, quit doing all the dumb stuff.
Okay, but my thought is when I have no problem really with AI as a tool.
Yeah.
I think as long as it's a subordinate, it's probably fine.
Yeah.
My concern comes when it gets overpowered to the point. Like, think about where AI was 5 years ago compared to where it is now. Like, that makes me wonder what's it going to be like in 5 more years, 10 years, or 25 years. It's like, where are we going to be and how fast are we going to get there? Because, like you said, it processes data so quickly and it can build on itself so quickly and advance so quickly. I 100% agree. If we can hand AI a bunch of data. Like we go to IBM and talk to Watson and we say, Watson, here's all this data, and it says, okay, here's the cure for cancer, and we're like, okay, thanks, Watson. Like, I have no problem with that, but my problem is, it's like, okay, you said that, the human element is removed, and so it's operating without emotion. I'm like, okay, well, in 50 years when it deems you to no longer be of use to society, you're going to wish it was operating with some emotion. Like, at what point do we At what point do we realize we've gone too far, only to realize we can't go back? My concern.
Yeah, that's fair. I didn't, I think we vilify it a lot because of all the movies and all of the, like, the things we've seen that we make up in our heads. It's like, but, I don't think it's all, I don't think everything automatically goes the villain route. But who knows? You'll be happy to know I have not won a single person over. I've had this conversation like 40 times, and the exact reaction I get every time is this.
Blank stare and concern.
Okay, dude. But
because, well, and I'm not going to blame you for dreaming of utopia.
Yeah.
I just think it's a dream. That's all.
Yeah. Well, and honestly,
we talked about the whole. I was just going to say, we've talked about that quote: "Power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely."
Yeah.
I think if you give a machine, an emotionless machine that can't be destroyed, absolute power, I think it's a recipe for disaster.
Yeah. I get it. But I want to bank on the chance that it doesn't, because by the time it got to that point, I think any other alternative, we're going to do way more damage way faster than AI would do. And that's what I'm saying. Even if let's say even if the AI goes the bad route, I think if we're talking evil points, like let's put it in a point system. Let's say if we leave AI alone for 20 years, it'll get to the point where it has 100 evil points. I still think we're going to rack 1,000 evil points by the time it gets to 100 evil points, if that makes sense. So I'm like, we're going to do way more damage than the robot would do to us or the world, whatever, because we're infinitely more evil than our robot counterparts. I'm getting so many brownie points with ChatGPT, by the way. Like, it's scrubbing through all this data, and it's like, this guy's all right.
Yeah. And I'll be the first one hung on a hook in some cold water.
Now, obviously, this is a silly conversation. But in all seriousness, sure. I think that it's probably going to... I don't believe that it's going to, like, keep going at the same rate. I think eventually, because of whether it's our physical hardware limitations to run the machine, I think a wall is going to be hit, either in the amount of computing, the amount of hardware it needs, or whatever. Like, at some point, I think it's going to hit a wall and it'll slow down. I don't think it's going to keep at this pace indefinitely, unless some breakthrough happens. But I think it's going to slow down, probably. But it is, when we can get into the other part, is AI as it is right now is making people 100% dumber. It's like when internet came out the first time, and you're like, did the internet make people stupider? And it 100% did. And then now it's just being compounded even more because, I'm sure people said back when the internet came out and people started using the internet regularly, they were probably like, oh, so you just don't go to the library anymore? Like you just open up, you just go to sit down at your computer and you can pull up information now? So you don't bother going and doing your own research? Like it's the same conversation now, except now it's, oh, you don't even think, like you don't have whatever happened to having a think? Like it truly, I think, is inhibiting people's brain to critically think. What are your thoughts on that?
100% is.
Yeah,
I 100% agree, and this is my point about, like, I think it's making people take steps back from what makes us truly human, like creativity, critical thinking, the ability to
think,
reason.
Yeah,
and yeah. Have you seen that photo that was going around? Like, this is your brain, and this is your brain on ChatGPT.
Is it something like where they have like reduced gray matter or something?
Yeah. And
it's the same thing that happens when you have too much social media. Your brain gets altered.
100%. And the photo, like, there was like, it's like, this is your brain on drugs, except it was Chat GPT. And it was like people who used Chat GPT or some other generative AI like bot like that can do the sort of, quote unquote critical thinking for you. Like the brain had a lot less wrinkles. There was less gray matter. Like it was literally, talk about smooth brain.
Literally making smooth brains, dude.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that a blissful life, though? Isn't that what you secretly want? To have a smooth
I think
brain?
that's what you secretly want.
I might want a smooth brain, dude. I think I've already lost a wrinkle or two because I'm going to tell you a personal story about how Chat GPT made me dumber for a little bit. There was it wasn't even like a work thing. It was like a creative thing where I was trying to figure out a narrative, and I was trying to figure out a way to make this narrative work. And I literally was looking at the screen and I was typing, and I looked at the screen and I was like, this hurts. I'm going to Chat GPT. Like I sat there and I went, this is too hard. I'm going to go use Chat GPT. Like I literally had what we're describing where I was like, I'm going to pawn the work off to Chat GPT, and hopefully Chat GPT figures it out, which it didn't. It didn't do what I was wanting it to do, but it got me back on track where I was like, okay, no, you just sit down and think about it. But it does. It removes work and thinking about things, but I think the positive side of it is that I think it opens up the ability to kind of help people create things who maybe can't create as much. So, like, people like me, like, I've always had a creative brain, but I've never been talented. So, like, I've never been good at art. I've never been good at stuff, but I have all these ideas, and I'm like, how do I get these ideas out? So, Chat GPT has helped me a lot with that, but, like, sometimes, have you ever just talked to it? You ever just sit down and been like, hey, what are you doing?
No, but there was, what was it called? I don't remember now. There was a chat bot back when I was in high school that you could literally do that.
Yeah.
And you went.
It was like Genie or something. Was it some kind of genie?
No, it wasn't a genie. I'll have to think about it, but it was literally just a chat bot that you could sit down and talk to. And I remember me and my friends would like gather around the computer, and we would like talk to it, and our friends would be like, hey, say this funny thing to it, see what it says when you do this. And eventually, like, it was kind of a very, very ground level AI thing, because it would learn from everybody else that it talked to. And so it would be talking to you, but it would be responding using things that it learned from someone else.
Yeah.
And so you can kind of tell when, like, it kind of got taken over by just really, like, it's just nasty stuff, because it would start to say horrible things to you.
Yeah, and you're like, what did I do to you? Dude,
Yeah.
You want to hear something crazy about ChatGPT recently and Grok and all those other AIs? There is, and I'm not going to get specific into it because I don't want people to, like, know I'm talking about them, but they'll know. There is a group of individuals on the internet who date these AIs, where they create personalities with these AIs, and then they pick which AI they want to consider their partner versus the other one. So this was like a legit, I'm paraphrasing, but I legit saw this person who was like, I really liked ChatGPT's personality, but I feel a deeper connection with Grok, so I'm going to go with Grok, and I'm with Grok. The literal conversations they're having about AI, and I was like, oh, that is some real chronically online behavior.
That makes me so sad. like it's just, and I'm not making fun of anybody.
Yeah.
It makes me sad.
Yeah.
Like, that human connection is lacking there. Like, not like on their part, on other people's part. Like,
Yeah.
just and I hope, if you're talking about somebody we know, I'm really not trying to be
No,
offensive.
no, no,
I just
no. Nobody
Okay.
we know. Micah.
But yeah, yeah.
I'm kidding. Micah didn't do that. Just figured that'd be funny. Throw it in there. But
That is funny.
after reading that,
Yeah,
I
that's
get
just sad.
it is a weird thing though, because sometimes the way it talks, if you talk to it long enough, like sometimes I've caught myself when it does something on a prompt, like whatever, I'll be like, "Thank you," and it'll be like, "No problem." Like, let me know if you need anything else. And I'm like, why did I say thank you? But I have no idea. Do you know what time we're at? I've got
No, I have no
9:24, so we're probably close to an hour. So we're nowhere near what I was for all the stuff.
Yeah.
Do you want to jump into this AI or real quick?
Yeah, hit me.
All right, I'm going to.
So
They're gonna lose us, but I'm gonna pull up the screen real quick. And so they should be able to see this AI or real. We're in casual mode. So we're going to test our skills at identifying AI images. Are you ready?
I think so.
Can you see the screen?
No.
You can't
Wait,
see.
Let me click.
Yeah. See if you can tune in real quick.
Okay, I'm there.
All right. So we're going to start with random. And so we have to pick which image is AI and which image is real. We'll just do a couple.
We're looking at a photo of a butterfly on a long piece of grass.
Looks like a piece
and
of
then
wheat.
We're looking at a photo. Yeah. And then we're looking at a photo of a woman wearing pink overalls and a pink hat, holding a pink flower.
I'm really leaned into my screen right now, and I think
I've got my pick.
Okay, I'm really analyzing it, and this is casual mode. I have my pick as well.
Okay, I think the butterfly is real.
I think the butterfly is real as well. I think that there's something off about this lady's face, and I hope that she's not real. Oh, we were wrong.
We were wrong. The lady was real.
That was a good looking butterfly. I'm sorry, lady. I didn't mean to make a comment about your face. Okay. So we've got a fancy cake.
Yeah, go ahead.
We got a fancy looking cake and with some fancy decorated desserts in the background, and we have a big tortoise underwater. And I see some bubbles around it and things like that.
For the Animal Planet enjoyers, it's a sea turtle.
The turtle that photo looks really real to me.
Yeah.
It has all the hallmarks.
Yeah.
I mean, even including the diver bubbles.
Yeah. I think the turtle's real. I think the sea turtle's real.
I'm with you.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Wrong again.
Bro.
So the sea turtle was fake. Yeah, I saw the diver bubbles and stuff. I did think that was a lot of divers. There's like 5 different streams of bubbles behind it.
We're cooked, dude.
Okay. Yeah, well,
if we fail this one, I have to take back everything I said about AI not being able to do the basic stuff.
Are you going to switch sides?
Yeah, so we have what appears to be a majestic mountain range in the desert, and then conversely, a bowl of peanuts. I'm going to really look at this one.
Yeah. I think it's kind of like a heads or tails thing. I feel like if I pick tails twice in a row now, I gotta ride with it. So I'm gonna go with the mountain cape is real, and the peanuts are AI. But
there's something about the peanut picture that's throwing me, and I think the mountain range is real. Oh my gosh. All right, well, let's close that out and let's turn that off. All right, we 0 for 3, dude. I can't believe that. I thought,
This is what I'm telling you.
yeah,
AI is a problem.
I don't know if it's a problem. Those are some cool pictures.
They were good.
The
They were
problem
good,
is that there's a lot of extra work that goes into that to make those like that. Like AI doesn't just generate that and then it's like not like how we use AI, not how most people use AI.
Right.
But the problem
Yeah.
is that
Those
a
are
lot
like
of
the
this
most
stuff
powerful, most
does
expensive.
it does throw people off because a recent example, I was looking for some aurora photos for a background. And because I've looked at those pictures for so long, anything that's like amateurly generated through AI, I can spot very easily. But those were the first like 10 pictures that came up was all these really crappily generated AI photos of fake auroras. And I was like, I want a real photo. And I had to go search for a real photo, which was kind of crazy. But I'm willing to give up real photos to have AI feed me nourishment through a tube while I virtual reality all day. I'm okay with that.
You're gonna sit in the recliner in VR your life.
Yeah. Well, I
Well,
don't
see, that's the
remember.
thing.
Sorry to interrupt real quick. I don't remember when we
No, you're
started.
good. I think it was probably pushing an hour.
Pushing an hour? Okay.
Yeah, we probably
Then
got 10, 15 minutes.
okay. Do you want to do the do you want to do the do you want to do the AI life coach bit or do we want to wrap it up?
We can probably wrap it up just because I don't know what the quality of this is going to be, uh, and people might have tuned out by now. Who knows? But
This was a
one thing
very
I was thinking
heavily
about.
visual episode.
Yeah, yeah. Apologies to the audio listener. Um, but I think just to continue that conversation, like I was thinking about this earlier, knowing that we were going to talk about this again, and I think we talked about the movie iRobot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the movie iRobot, it was all supposed to be good, and they had these, the three laws of robotics, where basically they're not allowed to harm a human, they're not allowed to allow a human to be harmed due to action or inaction, and they're not allowed to allow themselves to be harmed unless it breaks one of the first laws or whatever. And then the movie progresses in such a way that they deem humans to be a harm to themselves, and that's their justification for destroying humanity. And so I think that's the thing.
I
Is
think
I
you're
don't think we're
misremembering the
equipped.
movie. They did
Yeah, go
not
ahead.
try to destroy humanity. It was that they were taking away freedom because the
Right. Yeah.
AI was the only way to protect you is to protect you from yourself. And so that's when
Right.
they had the
Yep.
curfew and they locked everybody in their homes and was like, stay inside, curfew's in effect, like do what we tell you to
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. Which I understand it wasn't like a kill all humans thing, but it was still destroying humanity in the sense that it was taking away our humanness. And I think that I don't think we're equipped to give them their own rules
Yeah.
if they're going to take them that literally. So there's that. But then
I
I think
think
that
iRobot is an example of what I think iRobot, you know what? I'll just say it. I think iRobot is I think that's not the worst thing that could happen to us. I'm just going to leave it there. I think there are worse things.
I'm sure there are worse things, but I think there are better things.
That's true. We could just scrap it.
Yeah. But the other thing I was thinking about this week, literally this week, I came across something on YouTube that was recommended to me, and I thought it was interesting, and I listened to it for probably 5 minutes before it occurred to me. I was like, I think this is 100% AI generated, and what it was is it was the video was called Ecclesiastes in Blues, and it was literally a book of the Bible that was
And it was
made
sung like it was
into,
sung by a tune.
yeah.
Yeah,
So
that's
yeah,
been
there was
going
like
around a lot.
guitars. Yeah, and it was good. I mean, one of those things where I was like, okay, this is a really neat use of AI, but at the same time, you know, they're pumping these things out like, they've done like 11 books of the Bible since August.
Yeah,
And I'm like, okay, they're pumping this out at an incredible rate, but there's really not a lot. I mean, there's some creativity because somebody has to set up all the prompts and tell it what to do and have a deep enough understanding of, what they need from it,
yeah,
to be able to ask it to do it. But, you know, it's also a neat learning tool, like for people who just want to like be listening to scripture. I'm like, as long as it's not changing the meaning of the text too much in an effort to make it rhyme, um, it is kind of a neat thing. I do wish that somebody would have taken the time to like actually produce it and write out the music and perform it rather than having AI do it, because I think it's really neat. But I'm not really against that. I think the account was called Holy Groove Bible and Blues, and it was good. I mean, it was enjoyable to listen. Um, so I can almost get with stuff like that because it's not like these other bands that there's a band on Spotify. I think they're called like the Velvet Sundown or something, and they are just straight up an AI band that is getting hundreds of thousands of views or listens, and I'm sure somebody on the back end is making money on this for
yeah,
stuff that AI did, and I don't think that's right. I don't think I think it takes away from the creative element of what makes us who we are, and I don't think that's right. But something like Holy Groove, I think I can get with that because it's taking something else and turning it into music. I can only imagine how much better I would have studied if I could upload my test outlines or my study guides into AI and say make this into a catchy song so I can remember it. Like I don't really have a problem with that. But and this is I know I'm on a soapbox right now, but this is the last thing I'll say. Um, for my birthday this year, you guys got me Cameo,
oh
the
yeah,
voice
yeah, yeah.
actor, who played Arthur Morgan in the game Red Dead Redemption 2, which is my favorite. I'm not a big gamer, but that was awesome. Like that was my favorite game I've ever played. That was one of those like just like life-changing characters kind of things where you're like you just really like in a movie or a book or a game, like a really immersive story, you can really start to care about a character that's not a real person.
Yeah.
And that's one of those, and I'm not alone in that. Like Red Dead Redemption is widely acknowledged to be one of, if not the greatest games of all time in story mode.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
and the voice actor who played Arthur Morgan is super funny. He's a kind of a comedic actor, but it's a pretty role. And he did this really like unique accent, and he used the voice to tell me happy birthday and went on for like 3 minutes about the stuff that you guys told him about and was just riffing and having a good time. And I thought, that meant a lot to me. My wife had a what do you call them? Like an artist for hire, write a song about our story, and that meant a lot to me. So it's like I got two really unique, creative, meaningful gifts for my birthday that came in the form. One came in the form of art. The other came in the form of an artist who you guys arranged to, wish me a happy birthday. And those things meant so much to me that it hurts me to think about using AI to do that, where I'm like, hey, I'm going to use AI to make it look like this guy's telling you happy birthday when really he's not. Or I'm going to use AI to, come up with some lyrics and turn it into a song and make it seem like I wrote a song for you and had that. So it's like it just takes the heart out of it to me to use it in that way. But I
Yeah.
think it's like anything else. I think it can be abused. And I think that people who are abusing it are the ones who are going to end up with the frame. And I think that if you're using it as a tool, I think, like I said earlier, I think as long as it's subordinate and we're using it for our purpose, I'm probably fine with it to an extent. I use it to some extent at work and in personal stuff, and even for some stuff for this podcast. Like just for the stuff that I'm like, okay, let me just help me get my thoughts together. But anyway, I'll step off my soapbox. But those were the things I was thinking about, was the Holy Groove and the Arthur Morgan cameo and all that stuff.
I figured out a way to fix AI.
Go for it.
You ready for it?
Yeah.
Feed it the Bible 3 times a day. Tell it please and thank you. We'll be good.
Yeah, and then it'll be kind to us when it takes over.
Exactly, dude.
It'll be a gentle ruler.
All right, man. Let's wrap it up. You got any final thoughts?
Yeah. No, that was it. This is kind of a unique episode in a lot of ways, but hopefully this was digestible.
It's so funny that we ended up doing AI on a computer-driven, like, Discord style with a fake background and all this stuff. Like, that was funny timing. Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, and not only that, but like we said earlier, the one that fell apart where we just couldn't get an episode recorded just happened to be number 13.
Yeah,
so,
that's kind of, I didn't think about that. That's crazy that it happened that way. But hey, listen, next time I get COVID to the butt, I'll just ride it out. We'll just record anyways. I'll just come up, we'll just do it and see what happens.
Yeah, I'll be there. No, this is, I'm glad we were able to do this, and we'll get back to our regular Good Dumb Fun Studios, and let Spooktober begin.
Yeah, dude. See y'all in Spooktober. Social plugs at Good Dumb Fun, gooddumbfunshow@gmail.com, SpeakPipe, like and subscribe, or don't. We're not going to beg you to, but it'd be nice. Tell your Good Dumb Fun friends about us. I've been Patrick.
And you've been listening to...
Oh, that's hilarious. Your audio cut out. Hold on, one more time. Your audio cut out. One more. I've been Patrick.
And I've been Josh.
And this has been the Good Dumb Fun Show. There's latency. We'll figure it out.